Y'all. Bruh. Who was in Smitty's live? Who was in Smitty's live right now? Chow, who was in Smitty's live? The caucasity of that woman. Who was in Smitty's live? Please tell me somebody was in Smitty's live. Oh my gosh. The caucasity of that woman. The caucasity of that woman. She had the audacity to bring up Malcolm X. Y'all, this is crazy. Do y'all know how offensive that is? As a black woman? Child, listen. As a black woman, my people are black people on a global scale. And what you will not be doing is disrespecting our leaders for your disgusting Islamophobia. This woman literally said that Islamists unalived Malcolm X. Girl, it was your institutions. Your institutions unalived black leaders. What are you talking about? Your institutions unalived them. What are you talking about? Also, the fact that she lied and said that the FBI does not keep a list of domestic teas. Yes, they do if they're black. Do you not know that? You know that they keep lists if they're black. Because you know how they demonize black people. Child, we need to just exist and they always view us as militant. We just exist and they view us as militant. We literally just say, nah, don't unalive us. We deserve equal rights. And they immediately think we are militant. So that to me was crazy. I can't. Hey, girl.
Hey, I don't come up on these panels anymore because my heart can't take it. But when she tried to use Malcolm X and like you said, Islamic phobia at the same time, that was very disheartening. There are files called, basically they were trying to stop the Black Messiah from happening. That's what they called it, and they went after our leaders back then. The FBI, CIA, they admit that they had the hand in it now. So there's no question. So when you guys corrected her and she still kept going, it's like they want to use our pain and what we went through to I guess get everybody on their side, but don't use our leaders. Don't do that. And I don't. So why did Smitty end the live?
Oh, I think he was worried that we get taken down. That's why. Because there was too much screaming and stuff like that, and that probably would have gotten the live reported. I think that's why.
If you guys go to their lives, they say what they think about black people, and I'm only talking about Zionists. I'm not the Z's. I'm not talking about nobody else. What they think about us here is like we're the lowest class here. So why do we have a voice? And at least use our history right. At least use our history correctly. Then you won't get checked by Athena. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you very much for coming up and sharing that, sis. I appreciate you.
All right.
Well, have a good day or evening.
Peace.
No, so that's what pissed me off, right? When you bring up Malcolm X, which you unalived, by the way, because Elise isn't even Jewish. She's not Jewish. She's not Israeli. She's just a white woman, right? So when this white woman is trying to pin the unaliving of Malcolm X on Muslims, when it was her institutions that unalived him, to me it's crazy. Plus, when you're being Islamophobic, you're also being anti-black, because within America, the first Muslims were black people. Who's going to tell her that? Who's going to tell her that the first Muslims in America were black people? Like, genuinely, who's going to tell her that? Who's going to tell her about all of the enslaved black people who fought for their liberation? The black Muslims, the black American Muslims who fought in the Civil War. Child, anybody who is telling me lies, PBS did an amazing docuseries on this. PBS did an amazing, and I'm not even Muslim, y'all. I am not even Muslim, but I am calling out your Islamophobia because I am disgusted that you tried to be Islamophobic by bringing up the unaliving of a Muslim man. Malcolm X was Muslim. Malcolm X was Muslim, y'all. So you're trying to be Islamophobic and then weaponize and tokenize the unaliving and the history of black Americans when Malcolm X was a black Muslim and some of the first Muslims in America were black Americans. Like, what? I'm not even Muslim. This is just outrageous to me as a black woman. Child, don't you dare fix your Karen non-existent lips to bring any one of our leaders to bastardize his legacy. That's what you did. You bastardized his legacy for your own agenda. Anyways. Hello, Jabber.
Hi, Kobe. How you doing?
I'm okay. What about you?
Yeah. I'm all right. Um, yeah, I just wanted to make a couple of comments. I thought that there was just so much, obviously, so much misinformation flowing throughout that entire thing, so many things that weren't addressed, and I get that the conversation moves quickly, and I just, yeah, I haven't, I'm just so exhausted from all this. It's like the, and now, of course, I forgot what I was going to say. My ADHD just totally kicked in. But I just found it so problematic that they are so easily seduced by so much of the propaganda and like things about like the essay and grape, right? Which didn't happen. And they sit there and they tie their logic for deporting them, right, to the idea that H group is not only, this idea that they designated them a T group, right, which you definitely pointed out all the countries that don't. And then, of course, they include themselves in Western democracies, which they are not, Israel. So that's problematic. And then they use that and they anchor us to the idea that there was all of this essay and grape and beheadings. And so because they are such awful people, because they did these such despicable things, which they didn't, right? That's a reason not to challenge the legality. That's a reason to just automatically dismiss H group as a bunch of savages. And so why should the law apply properly? Because they did all these things and yet they didn't do any of them. And that's what they continually do. And the anti-blackness was clearly on display. And
Let's not,
yeah,
yeah, let's not just use like the S slur, by the way, because that is a slur to like indigenous people. So I kind of try to refrain. I said it once, but I try to hold myself back as well. It's something I'm trying to erase from my vocabulary, but I was
oh, got it.
told by indigenous people that it is a slur towards indigenous communities. So this was one thing
I
I
appreciate
wanted to
it.
address. But yeah, other
Yeah.
than that, everything you said, mwah, chef's kiss.
And just finally, and then I'm going to go, is I think what Smitty said, the relationship between the Black American community and the Jewish American community. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I saw this coming, when I was spending the last several years, doing whatever, my best to unpack systemic racism and white supremacy in this country and seeing the parallels. And I knew something was gonna like when I finally realized how much Jewish Americans try to they seriously believe, my people believe that we are just as oppressed, that we are so, just as systemically oppressed as Black people in this country. They really still believe it. And that's a huge problem because we as Jews can put on and take off our marginalized hat and our white supremacy hat whenever we want. And it is a very, very difficult spot to be in, and you got to be very careful with it. And that's it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Um, yeah, I appreciate you so much. I just wanted to say a couple of things, right? Number one, the PBS documentary that I told y'all about is called From Slave. So they're a three-part documentary, right? So number one, From Slavery to Freedom, the Untold Story of America's First Muslims. Because America's first Muslims were literally black people, black enslaved Americans, right? So the first part of the PBS docuseries is From Slavery to Freedom, the Untold Story of America's First Muslims. The second part is Fighting for Freedom, the little known story of Muslims in the Civil War. And then the third part is How Islam Influenced Black Americans in 1920s Chicago, American Muslims, right? So three-part docuseries specifically focusing on the first Muslims in America who were black. So when your raggedy ass decided to come here, your raggedy white tea supremacist ass, and bastardize the story of Malcolm X, who was a Muslim man, you were being Islamophobic and you were being anti-black. Actually racist, because you're a white woman, right? Another thing, somebody said Arabs enslaved Africans. You know who was also in that category, y'all? You know who else is also in that category? Can you come up and tell me about the Arab slave trade, Samaya? Because you know who else was also in that category? Let's see it together, actually. Let's see it together, actually. Let's see who else was in that category together. Right? Hold on. This is a little thing I wanted to give y'all, by the way. So, if you go to the Princeton Geneva Project, which is a historical archive that is run by Princeton, that specifically took archives from Egyptian synagogues. Every single thing in these archives has everything to do with just Jewish people. Nothing else. These were all documents from Egyptian synagogues, by the way. Princeton Geneva Project. Now, if you type slave, you get over 592 results. Oh my God. One of those results is this one. Letter requesting to buy through Ibrahim the slave merchant female slave. Oh my God. Hold on. And what was this written in? Judeo-Arabic. Oh my God. Who spoke Judeo-Arabic, by the way? Who spoke Judeo-Arabic, by the way, within Egypt during that time? Isn't that crazy? Who do y'all think spoke Judeo-Arabic during that time? Letter from Shlomo B. Eliyahu. Shlomo B. Eliyahu. Who is that? A little hint. Arab Jews. That's crazy. So, when y'all say the Arab slave trade, do y'all not realize that Arab Jews participated in that slave trade too? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Arab slave trade. Because clearly you want to try to bring up the Arab slave trade to justify genociding Palestinians, right? Let's talk about it. So why should I, as a black woman, if you're telling me that I shouldn't support Palestinians based on the Arab slave trade, then why should I support Israel and Arab Jews, who make up a majority of Israel, by the way, when they too participated in the slave trade? Tell me why. Tell me why. Genuinely. All these Israelis who try to bring up the Arab slave trade to try to tell me, nah, you're not supposed to support the Palestinians because some Arabs somewhere decided to enslave you, then fine. Why should I support you? Why should I support you as well? Exactly. They think we are too stupid to know our own history. Exactly. Why should I support you when Arab Jews also participated? To everybody, go to the Princeton Geniza Project, which has archives, all these archives from these Egyptian synagogues. So tell me why I should support you. Actually, that's the crazy thing. Hold on. How many, if you type in slave, how many results? 592 results, including receipts of Arab Jews buying slaves. Explain that one to me. Why should I support G-side when Arab Jews also enslaved my people? Tell me. Tell me. Why should I support? And somebody said Arabs still seeking slave in Libya. Yes, and Israelis are participating in the slave trade in the Sinai. Today, within Libya and Egypt, yes, the slave trade exists, but Israelis are participating in the slave trade in the Sinai. If you go to YouTube, look up the name The Sound of Torture, which is specifically a black woman, black Eritrean radio host who tries to save the enslaved people in the Sinai. Within that documentary, The Sound of Torture, she also mentions the Israelis who are involved in the slave trade themselves, in trafficking themselves. So again, why should I support you? Why should I support you? Why should I support an apartheid state? Why should I, as a black woman, support a white tea supremacist apartheid state? Y'all are not making sense. Y'all are not making sense. Y'all think we're dumb. And you try to tokenize our histories as black people on a global scale when you don't even know our histories. That makes you sound stupid. Wait, hold on. This person said Israel is in Africa. What? Wait a damn minute. This person said Israel is in Africa. Are you kidding me? Tatalino, you're such a fucking dumbass. I'm literally sitting here being pro-Palestine, and this dumbass degenerate here says, you have caused so much division in the Palestinian community. Bro, just shut up. Shut up. I'm literally sitting here supporting Palestine, literally cussing out Israelis. Girl, then fine. You don't speak for all of Palestine. Girl, shut up. And plus, Israel is directly also destroying the Horn of Africa. So this is beyond Palestine. This is literally beyond Palestine. You know that Israel actively funded the G-side of Eritreans, right? Do you know that, Tatalino? Do you know that Israel was the one that gave Ethiopia cluster bombs to actively G-side Eritreans? So get the fuck out of here with your anti-blackness, Tatalino. Of course you didn't know that. Of course you did not know. Of course you did not know that Israel is actively destabilizing the Horn of Africa. Come up here, Tatalino. Talk to me. Wait, Tatalino said we know you, girl, you're the person who came here and victimized yourself in my screen, in my chat. Ciao, Totalino's Wi-Fi, like, literally is failing itself. The only person being victimized here is Tatalino through her Wi-Fi. No, I just want to talk. Why is her Wi-Fi, like, really, like, shitty? Or their Wi-Fi, I don't know. Oh, can you come up, Tatalino? How are you gonna be all big and boss in the chat, but are too scared to come up? Bro, what? I speak 5 languages. Caliburg, yes. The state of Israel is a white supremacist state. The state of Israel is a white supremacist state. The state of Israel is also an active danger to everybody in the global south. Where is see, can Tatalino come up, or are they too scared? No, the state of Palestine is not a white supremacist state. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The state of Palestine is not a white supremacist state. What are you talking about? Palestine is literally not rooted in exclusion. Israel, though, is. The government or idea for the people. So, I think, like, generally, Israeli society is rooted in, like, white supremacy and the dehumanization and devaluation of Palestinian life. So, yes, the government and the ITF, of course, they're literally running an apartheid state. But also, when you look at polls and surveys that are conducted even by Israeli sources, an overwhelming majority of Israeli Jewish people literally support what the state is doing. So they support the apartheid state, they support the genocide, they support the unaliving of Palestinian people. So yes, that society as a whole is rooted in white supremacy. Oh yeah, that live notification was false, by the way. It wasn't like an actual live notification. Well, they ran away. Xamaika. Jamaica? Can you come up? Ethnic cleansing Jewish movement. Who? It talked about any ethnic cleansing, bro. The only people doing the ethnic cleansing is you. Hello?
Oh, hello. Do you know how many countries speak Arabic?
What?
Do you know how many countries speak Arabic language?
Yeah, like 22?
No, like 50.
No, not 50.
Yeah, approximately 50.
You're
Do you know how many countries speak English?
You're conflating Muslim countries with Arabic speaking countries. There are 50 there are 50 Muslim majority countries, but there are 22 Arabic speaking countries. Get your facts straight.
22 Arabic countries, yeah. But,
22 Arabic speaking
Alger
countries
and Morocco also Arabic
are a
speaking.
part of those 22 countries,
Yeah.
but not
do
50.
you know how many countries speak English?
Can you concede that they're not 50 countries?
Probably not 50, probably 20, as you said. But
Not probably. It's
how many
a fact that it's
countries
20.
speak English?
A lot of countries, actually, because English,
Do you know why?
67 different countries because of colonialism.
Yeah, because UK was a colonialist state. And Arabs also were colonialist state. How many countries speak Hebrew?
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm asking you how many countries speak Hebrew language?
That's not what colonialism is only based on. You know that, right?
Yeah, please answer me. How many countries speak Hebrew?
No, I'm just telling you that's not what colonialism is only based on.
Let's speak about colonialism a bit later on. So,
Hebrew, one country.
Yeah, Hebrew one country, and this language was developed in this country, originated in this country.
Um,
Correct?
Modern Hebrew.
Yeah, modern and ancient. Modern Hebrew contains 70% of ancient Hebrew. There is no other language which contains more than that of ancient. Yeah, that's
No. So where was modern Hebrew? Where did it originate? So modern Hebrew actually was revived outside of Israel.
you're actually not informed. So
Hold on, let's see.
actually, yeah, let's see.
It was revived by the Zionist movement in the
What
19th and 20th century by specifically
in terms?
Eliezer ben Yehuda.
No, you are completely out of
Who? Where
track.
did modern Hebrew originate from?
Yeah, I can tell you. So first of all Jewish boys had to go to school and study Hebrew. That was
That's
on
not
the.
what I asked. I said where did modern
I'm
modern? I'm not talking about
explaining
ancient
you.
Hebrew.
I'm explaining you. So there were more than 100,000 Hebrew books issued before books started to print. There were always writings in Hebrew. It existed all the way. The people, when they traveled to different countries, they spoke Hebrew because they couldn't speak Arabic. So when they wanted to talk to Jews, they spoke Hebrew. And actually, in 10th century, the famous commentator Russia, he imposed 1,000 new words in Hebrew, and like in 12th century, so the all this system of pronunciation, it's called Nikudot. It's appeared in 13th century, so the language was pretty much alive and pretty much developing all the time. That's not like a Latin, which was never used.
You realize that the Hebrew that you're talking about up until the 1800s was not really used as like a
Yeah, I'm realizing. I'm telling you
yeah,
that
yeah.
every
No, no, hold
every
on. So
every
you're
modern
again, no,
speaking
no,
every
one second,
modern
please.
speaking Hebrew person can easily read Bible, which is written 3,000 years ago,
That's not
because
true.
70% of
That's
the
not
language.
true. That's not true.
It's completely true.
I have myself tested current Israelis who speak Hebrew and asked them if they understand ancient Hebrew, and they
Yes.
didn't.
What do you mean?
That's literally not true.
What do you mean? Who did you ask?
I asked multiple Israelis who come on this panel talking about ancient Hebrew is the original one.
Yeah.
And when I gave them ancient Hebrew, they didn't
What
understand
do you
it.
mean? Ancient Hebrew.
I'm talking about, the Hebrew that existed prior to the modern Hebrew.
There is no such Hebrew that existed prior to. What do you mean?
Are you telling me
70%
that
of modern
ancient
Hebrew
Hebrew and
is
modern
ancient
wait, hold on,
Hebrew.
hold on 1 second. Are you telling me that ancient Hebrew and modern Hebrew are the same language currently?
That's a developed modern Hebrew. It's
I
like
didn't ask if it was, I think, are they the same language, yes or no?
yes, of course, 70% of modern
I didn't ask you.
language.
So if there's 70%, wait,
70%
hold
of
on 1
modern
second.
language
If it's
is
70,
all
if it's
ancient.
70%, they're not the same language.
Don't
If it's
understand. It's
70%, they're
much
still not
more
the
than
same
modern.
language. In order for them to be the
Yeah,
same language, it has
if
to
you
be
take
100%.
Arabic and Proto-Arabic, then you have probably 30%.
Those are different languages, which is why it's called
I'm explaining you.
Proto-Arabic.
If you take
No, hold on 1 second,
English language,
Hamilan, 1 second.
if you take
Those are
Swedish
not,
language,
hold
modern
on,
Swedish language,
Hamilan. You literally just said Proto-Arabic. You didn't
yes.
say Arabic.
What do you mean?
You
I
didn't
told you there
say
is a
Arabic. You said
modern Arabic which
Proto-Arabic.
was like finalized 1929, and there is Proto-Arabic.
Yes, Proto-Arabic is not the same as Arabic, hence why it is
Yes,
literally referred
it's
to
like
as
20%.
Proto-Arabic.
It's like
Yes.
20%. If you take Iranian, Persian language, or 80% is Arabic now of this language. If you take Hebrew language, 70% is ancient Hebrew.
Again,
It's
are
a
you are
huge
you
amount.
are you are you listening to what I am saying?
Are you listening to what I'm
No,
saying?
I am actually listening to what you are saying. I'm saying
Yeah.
again, modern Hebrew, right, is
Yeah.
going to be different, which is precisely why there is modern Hebrew and biblical Hebrew as well. A person who just regularly speaks modern Hebrew has to actively study how biblical Hebrew is read and has to be familiar with biblical Hebrew in order to be able to understand it. A person who speaks modern Hebrew without having studied biblical, Torah Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, cannot understand it. So why are you lying?
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Let me give you a very simple example. So, the most ancient piece of the ancient Hebrew which was found. Do you know what it is?
You still okay?
Do you know what it is? Let's
Stick to the facts. Let's stick to the facts.
on any modern Hebrew speaker.
Hold on one
the
second.
most ancient found part of the Torah Hebrew.
What are you saying?
That was a priest blessing.
So CI trader, I'm not one
every
second.
Shabbat,
Wait, one second. CI trader, I'm not saying it's not the same script, but the same way that I cannot understand Old English because it might be the same script, but the grammar is different, the verbiage is different, and like I would have to be familiar with Old English to be able to understand it. That's why they're going to be different. The same way with Hebrew, literally, people who speak Hebrew as like a native language have to actively study ancient Hebrew and how it is read in the Torah to be able to understand it. No, it is 100% true.
No.
Do you speak Hebrew?
Yes.
Okay, let me bring up ancient Hebrew phrases and see if you understand it.
If you could pronounce it.
Hold on. But also, if we're sticking to this, what does that have to do with it not being
I don't know why did you start
with it not being colonization? Because what is
with it not being colonization? We started with very simple thing, like Arabs colonized half of the world. They erased the languages, they erased the religion, they erased the culture, they replaced it with its own DNA. If you take, for instance, Persian, they are not Persians anymore. 80% of their language is Arabic now. And if
how many countries speak German?
Yeah. Sorry?
How many countries speak German?
The normal or broken?
I'm talking about how many countries speak German.
I'm explaining. English is broken German because angels.
I'm talking about German as a language, not fucking English, bro. You don't have to be disingenuous.
English is broken German.
I know that English has Germanic roots. I'm talking about German as in the language that's spoken today. How many countries speak German?
Don't know, probably 10. I don't know.
6 countries. Do any African countries speak German as an official language?
Probably.
No, they don't. Was Germany a colonial empire in Africa?
I have no idea about Germany.
Yes, they were. They even committed the Naman Herero genocide in Namibia. And white German minorities up until today who make up less than 7% of the population still own a majority of the land. So your argument, okay, calm down. Germans were able to still be colonizers in the world,
no, they're
right?
not famous for being there.
Even though, oh my God, calm down. You don't have to interrupt me, right? So Germans were also even to be labeled colonial empires without an African country speaking a German language. So you saying one country speaks Hebrew as if that kind of denies the colonial entity of Israel just does not make sense.
Yes, of course it's denies. But not only that. If you take like the presence, you need to have continuous presence. And Jews had always continuous presence in this land.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Then why is a law of return exist if there is a continuous present? Why did Jewish people literally say 3,000 years ago we were here, therefore now we need to be able to return, and now they're returning? If they've always continuously existed.
The majority were expelled, but they were.
Wait, so there was no continuous existence?
There was continuous
No, you're
existence.
talking about
There
Judaism,
were
not all
always
Jews.
Jewish
You're
people
talking about Judaism.
living and practicing Judaism, practicing same laws, practicing all the history from the Roman times. Even then, the Romans just destroyed Jerusalem. They just moved like 100 years. They existed
So
in the
you think all
skirts.
Jews are indigenous
There are
to?
4 cities where they always have been, and you have Samaritans, which were some kind of mix of Jews, which were not affected because they mixed with Babylonians. So they maintain. So there is both.
So you're saying all Jews are
Continuous
indigenous?
presence. There is both continuous
Are you
presence,
saying all Jews?
cultural, 100% cultural connection
That's not
to
what I
to
asked.
the
Are
land.
you saying all Jews are indigenous?
That's a stupid question. What do you mean? All Jews are indigenous.
Are you
Indigenous to
saying
what?
all
To the
Jews are
moon?
indigenous or Judaism is indigenous?
Judaism is a religion.
It's an ethno religion, I understand, but I'm saying, are you saying all Jews are indigenous or Judaism is indigenous?
The majority are indigenous to this land. They have both genetical
So
connections.
is
They
Ivanka
have
Trump
both
indigenous?
genetical connections. They have cultural connections. They have language connections.
Okay, that's not what I'm asking.
They have been maintaining presence. They
I
have
have
been
language
they
connections.
have been ethnically cleansed from Judea,
I
where
have
it's
language connections with the country of England. It does not mean I go to England and say that I'm indigenous to England. Is Ivanka Trump, because she's a Jew, indigenous to the Levant?
I have no idea. Ivanka Trump, I think she was converted or something like that.
Yes,
I don't.
so does the Israeli government, when it's accepting Aliyah applications, does it distinguish between converts and ethnic Jews?
I don't want to step into converts problems. I can do that, but are you sure?
No, I'm just asking you, does the
No,
Israeli
I'm
government, 'cause
explaining. That's a very
you don't
minor
have to
thing.
explain in 20
That's a
minutes, just please.
minor thing. The converts game, they were allowed just to let the local population, which were living with Jewish people, to be accepted and to get some rights within Jewish population.
That's not what I asked. What I asked was, when the Israeli government receives and processes Aliyah applications, does it distinguish?
So.
Does it distinguish
1
between?
million Russian Jews went to Israel.
Oh my God, bro, stop going into things I do not give a shit about. I'm asking you a simple question. When the Israeli government receives and processes Aliyah applications, does it distinguish between converts and ethnic Jews? And does it do like DNA tests to see if the people who are applying for Aliyah are actually Jewish by blood? Simple question. Answer that question.
Yeah. They don't.
They don't. Okay, so they don't give a shit, right?
Not correct. They give a shit.
No, they don't care. No, hold on one second.
They care.
If Ivanka Trump, who is literally a Scottish German woman, simply doing a giur, can go and make aliyah to Israel, Israel doesn't care about indigeneity. Because if it genuinely cared
That's
about
not correct.
if it genuinely cared, Hemilin, you cannot.
I'm explaining you. You don't want to listen. So her husband is indigenous to this land, and Ivanka Trump made a giur to be able to live with her husband. And yes, of course, in that case, they could have a possibility to go to Israel. Yeah.
But I'm saying
no contradiction. What I'm saying is like those giur problems. That's a minor problem. That's
no,
like
it's not a minor. No,
2 to 5% of cases, which is
you don't
like
know
in
that.
order
First of all, you don't know that. First of all,
in order to give other people possibility to have normal rights within Israel if they need to live there. That's not.
So why is
a mass immigration
Ivanka,
of Chinese people? There is no mass million
if the
immigration
Israeli
of Chinese
government,
people.
oh my God, I can't do this. If the Israeli government cares about indigeneity, why is Ivanka Trump allowed to do aliyah and move to Israel?
Yeah, because she has, if she accepts Judaism and want to build her house inside Israel, and her percentage like of such cases is so minimal, and Israeli government does not has to deny people who live in Israel. Like if there is an Arab living in Jerusalem, yeah, so and he needs to have a way to become normal citizens.
They can't though. Again,
Sorry?
Palestinians, like
There
Palestinians
is
and
no such a
Jerusalem.
thing, Palestinians. If you speak about Arabs living in
Wait, are
Jerusalem,
you saying Palestinians don't exist?
ethnicity, no, that's
I didn't
something
say.
identity.
I never claimed Palestine was an ethnicity. Palestine is a national identity. There's a
Identity,
nation of
yeah. It
people.
started in 1929 as a like contra to Jewish population, yeah.
Wait, so you're saying that Palestinian only existed in 1929?
Its identity, yes. Before that, they were Syrians. They were called Syrians. They wanted to call themselves Syrians, and they actually were against when Arafat made this idea with Russian KGB to
Okay,
start creating some Palestinian identity. They were very against it.
okay. I got it. Okay, so when Khalil Beidas in 1898, which I don't know if you can do the math, that's before 1929, decided to translate the description of the Holy Land from Russian to Arabic, and he said that he mentioned Palestinians within that book multiple times, and he
You
said that
mentioned
this
whom?
book would be for Palestine. I'm not done. Why are you interrupting me? Okay, so when
He mentioned when.
Khalil, I'm gonna mute you if you continue interrupting me on my own live. I'm trying to debunk like that ridiculous ass claim that you just made, right? So Khalil Beidas literally translate the book, calling it "The People of Palestine Needed a Geography Book About Their Country," and then you have Salim Kob'ain, who in 1902 published an article called "A Palestinian Describes Palestinian Towns." Farah Antoun also chose the magazine editor chose the title "A Palestinian Describes Palestinian Towns" in 1902 as well. So Najib al-Nasser also wrote another article called "A Palestinian Describes Palestinian Towns," in which he mentioned Palestinian 278 times, also in 1901. Then you had Farid Georges Ghassab, a Beirut Orthodox Christian, who published a book in 1909 called Palestine, Hellenism, and Clericalism, in which that book he referred to the Arabs living in Ottoman Palestine as Palestinians or Palestinian Ottomans. In 1910, Ilya Zakat from Haifa, who was the editor of the newspaper Al-Nafir, published a piece from an anonymous writer praising another Egyptian writer for acknowledging that Palestinians had made significant literary contributions. Yusuf al-Isa and Isa al-Isa published a newspaper called Palestine in 1911 that used the term Palestinians multiple times between 1911 and 1914. Raghib al-Khalidi in 1912 wrote an op-ed in the newspaper Palestine criticizing village elders for accepting bribes during the 1912 Ottoman parliamentary elections, and he described it as an insult to the Palestinian people. In 1913, Muhammad Musa al-Maghrabi wrote that his paper Al-Munaddi would only cover news relevant to the Palestinians. Muhammad al-Shanti warned Palestinian youth of the dangers of Zionism in 1914 in his article in the Egyptian newspaper Al-Iqdam. I just gave you 8, 9, 10, 11 different sources of the term Palestinian being used prior to 1929. So tell me how people were referring to themselves as Palestinian and were also using the word Palestinian prior to 1929 as an identity when it was supposedly created in 1929.
Yeah, but first of all, when they try to use this, that's a beginning of nationalism, Palestinian nationalism. You will find very soon, like in 1920s, beginning of Palestinian National Socialist Party. It's a beginning.
Can you just say Palestinian National
yeah,
Socialist Party?
Yes, Palestinian National Socialist Party. There was
Can you concede that prior to 1929 people called themselves Palestinian?
I'm explaining you.
You don't have to explain anything.
It was Bilad al-Sham. Yeah, it was a great Syria. The whole area was called Great Syria.
Bilad.
Bilad al-Sham, yeah, and was
Again,
area called,
what does
yeah,
bilad mean in
and those
Arabic?
people,
What
and
does
those
bilad mean in
people,
Arabic?
that's a land.
What does bilad mean?
Told you, land.
No, ard means land.
It's a land of Shem.
No, bilad literally means like countries or nations.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it means
land of Shem.
multiple
So what do you want?
things.
Land of Shem.
Bilad, I'm sorry, Hemilan.
Semitic land.
Land means ard, right?
Sorry?
Bilad means countries.
Country of Sem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when they're saying countries of the Levant, they're literally talking about multiple different groups of people. That still doesn't negate the fact, though, that Palestinians were referred. No, hold on. Palestinians were referring to themselves as Palestinian prior to that. I just gave you.
They started, yeah. Normally they refer to themselves as Syrians.
No.
Yes.
The moment they refer to themselves as the
when
refer
Ottoman
to
Empire
themselves.
started falling apart,
They refer to themselves.
Yeah, they started to.
They refer to themselves as Syrians when King Faisal was in charge of southern Syria. And the reason is, and it was only for like 2 years, by the way, like 1 or 2 years.
No.
And in that writing, they, okay, give me a source where Palestinians say we are Syrian. Show that source right now. I'll put you on the big screen, Hemilan. Give me that source right now.
I can give you a source where, like, a leader of Palestinian organization speaks. We are not Palestinian. We are Arabs as any Arabs. As
No, I didn't
Jordans
say that.
and-
I'm saying give me a source where Palestinians say we
I
are
will
Syrian.
not Google right now. I have one device.
No,
I
you
will
made
not
that
Google
source.
it.
You made that
I will
claim.
not Google for you.
You made
I'm
that
just-
claim.
I made a claim. Yes.
Cool. So where did
the whole-
Palestinians say we are Syrian? Give me that source.
Because the Jews were called Palestinian, and
No, I didn't ask you
Arabs
that.
were
I did
and
not
Arabs
ask you
were
that. I
called
did not ask you
Syrians.
that. I'm
Yeah.
saying again, yes, they're called Syrians. Give me that source where they are. I can read it in multiple languages. I can read it in Arabic. I can read it in English. Give me that source.
Yeah, so we can just continue. I don't want
No,
to,
we can't.
to
Okay,
flip the
then
screen.
concede.
I don't want to flip the screen.
Concede. Concede that you do not have that source.
As you wish.
No, can you say I concede? Take that claim back.
I concede that I will not start Googling it again. I've
No.
seen it come.
Say I concede that I don't have a source to back up my claim.
I've seen it a couple of times in historical books.
Okay, where is the source? Give me the historical
I
books.
don't remember. I don't remember it by
Say
heart.
I
everything.
concede that I don't have any sources.
You can concede whatever you want. I cannot.
No, I'm
pursue
saying you should be
I'm
conceding.
explaining you one simple thing. Arabs
Are you not going to
conquered the whole
concede?
world.
Are you not going to concede?
Concede to what? I've seen
Concede to saying I don't
will
have a
not
source to
start
back up my
Googling
claim.
it, you. I will not start Googling for you. Do you know that there was one area called Syria?
I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I hate liars. I hate liars. Have the damn dignity to concede. Have the damn dignity to concede. Child. Anyway, did you know? No, I don't want to do that. And no, I didn't lose a debate with Lonerbox, y'all. Like, did you see how pissed off Lonerbox was, by the way, after that debate? By the way, if y'all want to see me wreck Lonerbox, go to the link tree, like to the YouTube in my bio, and you will see that video there. Lonerbox not only got wrecked, but he literally had to actively get his fanboys to come up there and to say that. But anyways, trust me, bro, university. Exactly. Hold on. Yo. The one big liar. How do you say that? Liar? Liar? Norberg Foss John Shump. You know when you say 67.9 AIQ, which is a derogatory terminology that is applied to Arabs, you're also applying it to loner box because loner box is an Arab. Do you know that? Because I'm not Arab, by the way, right? But when you're saying 67.9 IQ, which usually Israelis apply to Arabs, and then you say that you're a Loner Box fan, Loner Box is an Arab. So you're basically saying that your fanboy Loner Box also has 67.9 IQ because he's an Arab, is what you're saying. That's crazy. How will Loner Box feel when his own fanboy is saying that he has 67.9 IQ? Anyways, Athena, will you post more YouTube content? Yeah, I will. No, again, no, Loner Box is Arab. I understand that you're a white tea supremacist and you have a hard time kind of like humanizing Arabs, but your like YouTube debate daddy lord is an Arab. Fun fact, Palestine has a higher literacy rate than Israel. No, literally. Anyways, if somebody disagrees with the topic, please do request. And yes, I did destroy Loner Box, by the way. You're a Nazi, so your claim of white tea supremacy is moot. I'm sorry, black people. Can I speak to my black people? Can I speak to my black people? How do y'all deal with the caucasity of people who are pro-G-side? How do you deal with the caucasity? Genuine question. How do you deal with the caucasity of some white tea supremacist claiming that you are a Yahtzee because you don't agree with G-side? This is something that is still mind-baffling to me. This is mind-baffling to me. Y'all know that these Israelis are calling us Yahtzees because we said we don't agree with apartheid and G-side? How do how do y'all deal with the caucasity? Because up until now, I am still baffled at the caucasity of some of these people to come in here and say that we as black people are Yahtzees because we don't agree with G-side. You don't agree with the unaliving of kids? You must be a Yahtzee. Huh? And the audacity to say that's a black person, too. Exactly, never again means never again for everyone. The audacity to say that to black people after you try so hard to bastardize our history. That's the worst part. You try to bastardize our own history, right? By bringing up our own leaders to justify your apartheid state, and then you turn around and you call us Yahtzees. That's because you don't respect us. You don't respect black people. That's the issue. You don't respect black people. Keep black people out of your fucking mouths. Genuinely. I do not play about our black leaders on a global scale, bruh. I'm literally sitting here on this app because of my ancestors and our black leaders. Tatalino, can you request? Because you keep requesting and then you, don't come up. But you're chirping from the comments. Tatalino is bold. Both sides have committed atrocities. Chow, what? You know you're talking to a colonized and colonizer, right? Hello.
Hello, can I just say a few things?
Mm-hmm.
First, Israel doesn't allow international investigation about October 7. They collected all these cars from Nova Festival because it's obvious. They hold them on one spot graveyard for cars, and they put fence around them because it's obvious. It's military experts said they are destroyed with helicopters and tanks, and please, I can remember word.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why are you whispering? Are you
Uh,
hiding from somebody?
yeah.
Ah, okay.
And they collected these cars on one spot. Their prosecutor said in January they have zero identified victims of rape. They don't have any forensic evidence for rape, and UN and Israeli government admitted there is zero videos of rape. They were lying just like for beheaded babies. On October 7 was uprising against occupation. It was legal and legit. Gaza has been occupied. ICJ, ICC, AU, and UN said that, and it was legit and moral occupation. It was great day. Long live October 7. And on that day, Palestinians unalived 400 Israeli terrorists, and 780 civilians were unalived, but most of them by IDF. Evidence also suggests that some civilians were unalived by some Palestinians, but age group and other groups that were involved in October 7 doesn't support that. And let's say that Nova Festival, it was near military base. They didn't even know that there would be festival there. And this crazy twisted Israel army unalived everything that was moving. And age group and others took 250 hostages, mostly soldiers. And Israel unalived a lot of them. I think 50 hostages were unalived by Israel, some of them with sniper. And that's also they lost war against Hezbollah. They call it ceasefire. Settlers came back to the north of Israel. They couldn't conquer dot on map called Gaza. They are obviously weaker because Israel in 1982 conquered whole Lebanon, but now they couldn't conquer Gaza dot on the map. And when USA will abandon them, that will be end for Israel. The best solution for them is to surrender. Their only legacy is genocide. Nobody likes them. They are not safe anywhere in the world. Long live October 7 and free Palestine.
Okay, thank you very much for coming up. One thing I will say, yeah, I do not know what that was. I'm not gonna lie. I do not know what that was. That man did not speak for me. All I'm gonna say is I do not feel comfortable immediately denying grape. So I will neither deny nor confirm grape happened. What I will say is I want an independent study. That's all I will say. I will neither deny nor confirm anything because we do not have the facts and evidence right now to be making these types of comments. What I will defer that to is I will say what we need is an international body to come in and conduct an independent study or an independent investigation. So that's all I'm going to say. There hasn't been an independent investigation, and I think we should stick to doing that because when you sit there and say, oh, it never happened, it never this, it never that, you kind of get into murky waters. I'm not going to lie. You kind of get into murky waters. I think the most important thing to say is, yeah, that you just need an independent study because you believe in justice. That's the most important thing. But anyways, Athena, for us clueless people, What does convo with the mansplainer tell us about him, his stance? Oh, that he's pro-G7. The erasure of Palestinian identity by saying Palestinians don't exist, but he also supports like the physical genocide of Palestinians, which is why he came up here. Yes, and study needs to be conducted for everybody. But anyways, if anybody disagrees with this topic, you can come up. My question is, why are you pro-G-side and pro-apartheid in 2025? Wait, hold on. I thought you turned to a Zio. Huh? When have I ever said anything remotely Zionist? I'm confused. I am genuinely confused. You thought I turned to a Zio based on what? Based on what? Niall, I did not say something happened. Did you even hear what I said? I did not say something happened. I literally said I cannot confirm nor deny it happened. I'm not saying it happened, nor am I going to say it didn't happen definitively, because there is no independent like study that was investigation that was conducted, bro. That is literally the most offensive thing that was said to me. Why would you think that I became a Zio? Like, huh? I'm confused. Have I said anything to make you think that have I said anything Zionist remotely? What? Yes, Kai. I'm sorry, this is like actually like delusional. My stance has never changed. Niall, 95. I did not say that grape happened. Bro, please understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. I did not say that grape happened. I just said I'm not going to sit here and say it happened or it didn't happen because we don't have an investigation. You good, bro? I said that we need a third body investigation. It has not been investigated because Israel denied its investigation. What are you talking about? It has not been investigated because the United Nations sent multiple requests to Israel and Palestine. Palestine said yes, we will be open to an investigation. Israel said no and has refused. Actually, they didn't even say no. They didn't even respond. They didn't even respond. So that's why the investigation never happened. Because Israel denied it. The state of Palestine said yes. Is not real. It wasn't only 6 requests. It was much more than that. That's crazy. It was so many requests that were sent to Israel. Like, there were 3 different commission reports. No, it's okay. There were 3 different commission reports. All those different commission reports state that Israel has refused to corroborate with them. So, yeah. Does anybody disagree with this? Why are you pro-genocide? Yes, an investigation was not conducted.
Hello, I didn't say you. You said there was grape. I'm saying that's silly to taking for serious stupid Israeli propaganda. It's like they say, age group occupying Gaza, and you are saying, okay, we need international investigation. Some
No,
things.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I believe. So my mantra, my whole panel is about believing victims, right? And it's incredibly important to me when somebody says that they are a victim, that I believe all victims enough for them to be investigated.
Okay, but I'm
For a
telling you,
thorough investigation. And if some people, even if it's the Israeli government coming on behalf of them saying that, I do think that investigation needs to be conducted. But the fact that the Israeli government is denying investigations to be conducted goes to show that there are probably not any victims. But I will not come to that conclusion and definitively say that there has been grape or there hasn't been grape unless a conclusion is done by an independent body.
okay, and now it sounds better, but still, I'm just saying that there were investigations about grape, but not investigations.
No, there weren't any investigations.
Yeah, Israeli, trust me, Israeli government would show evidence fairly fast if they had it.
No, there weren't any investigations.
No, it's not true. Israeli prosecutor has case, and they said in
I
January.
don't care about Israeli prosecutors. I don't trust them. What I'm saying is there hasn't been any independent investigations.
But why would they lie about grapes, Israeli prosecutor?
Again, I do not trust the Israeli government. I said independent body. There is no independent body investigation. There hasn't been any independent body investigation.
I'm just saying, okay, look, there was no international investigation about whole October 7 atrocities.
Even about the grape, there hasn't been an investigation.
But we have, at least, we have victims when we saying about unaliving, but there is zero victims of grape. Even, there were some news from USA, they came to Israel soon after October 7. They were looking for these victims. They couldn't find it. And later, UN and Israeli government admitted there is zero videos of rape, there is zero victims, there is zero suspects, there is zero evidence. Okay, it doesn't mean for sure.
And that's why I need an independent body to come up with all these conclusions and say we have conducted an investigation and there is nothing. Until now, there has not been an investigation done on anybody.
Okay, but
like on the supposed alleged victims.
Okay, but I don't need international investigation for grape because I don't think that Israeli government wouldn't, try to find at least victims and then suspects. It's silly to think that they would, but
I don't care about the Israeli government. They're liars. I don't care about them. What I'm saying is, if there is an incident where people are saying this happened to us, it is incredibly important to be able to have level-headed, investigative, independent bodies to conduct an investigation and say, no, this is misinformation. Right? That's precisely why these things are going to the ICJ. That's precisely why there are different commissions that conduct these investigations, right? That's what's important. So I'm not going to sit here and say grape happened because there is no evidence like that Israel provided, nor am I going to sit here and say it did not happen at all because there is no investigation that came to that conclusion.
But we cannot compare grape because we don't have victims. We cannot compare that with atrocities like unaliving and Nova Festival. We have bodies, we have, because it's not the same analogy. I'm just saying that.
No, I'm not talking about analogy. What I'm saying is I do not feel comfortable as a woman to say nothing happened, like to confirm or to deny it as a woman without investigation.
Okay.
Listen, I am logically consistent. If in any case anybody comes forward and says this happened to me, I would want to believe them enough to investigate them thoroughly.
But no one came. I'm telling you, no one came.
These accusations were made.
No, no,
These
no,
accusations
no,
need to be
no,
investigated.
no. These accusations came from Zaka. It's crazy.
I know Zaka, the company that was headed by a PDF file. I get that. What I'm saying is, if we had an independent body that could investigate this and lay it all down and say nothing was found, like when we had the whole 40 beheaded babies, thank you very much, right? We could literally have independent journalists or independent bodies lay down all the information for us, and we can come to that conclusion. At this point, there hasn't been an investigation done. Therefore, we shouldn't even be focusing on that. What we should be focusing on is the genocide.
There was a very serious and hard work from, let's say, Electronic Intifada. They did 1 year research, and it's enough.
No, because Electronic Infana were not on the ground.
It, it, did you hear for beyond reasonable doubt?
No, I'm saying again, we need an independent body to be on the ground and investigate
But
everything.
it's not because a legal system and international investigation doesn't work like that.
It does. It does work like that. The one denying it is Israel.
No, if let's say I say there was 20,000 beheaded babies on October 7, it's obvious beyond reasonable that we need no serious investigation about that. In that way,
I'm saying I feel icky as a woman to immediately dismiss
but
any
it's not
accusation. Again,
it's not
respectfully. As a woman, I feel icky to dismiss any accusation without actual evidence being done. Which is why I am saying I think an independent body needs to go and make these investigations. I'm not going to sit here and blatantly just say any of the shit because to me as a woman, it gets into disgusting territory. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
it was UN report made only investigation for sexual violence.
There was no investigation.
Yes, about rape. It was UN report about sexual
There
violence.
was no UN investigation conducted.
Yes, it was. You're wrong.
Which one?
UN investigation about sexual
Which one?
violence. No, I'm telling you.
Which one? Are you talking about the Pamela Patton one? Because that wasn't an investigation. Like Pamela Patton herself literally came on, like when she was presenting that report that she had, she literally herself said it was not an investigation. Yes, it was a fact-finding mission. And within, if you read all those pages, they literally themselves say that they did not do any attributions because they didn't investigate. And also they couldn't verify anything. The only thing they did was the Israeli government told them this happened, and then they decided to kind of like show it on the report. So no, there has not been any investigation done because Israel has denied these commissions any access to that witnesses or victims or that area.
Look, that person said that they made some things, investigated, but came to the conclusion there was no rape, and then they
Who? Which woman?
that woman, and it was pressured by Israel to tell
Pamela
us.
Patton?
Yeah.
You're saying Pamela Patton said that she conducted an investigation?
No. Oh God, actually, it's silly to think. I don't care. It is woman, man. Israel wouldn't hide fucking rape if it's happened. It's silly story. You understand?
Again.
It's
You are pushing. Child, listen.
But it's
Again.
silly. You're talking silly things.
So for me to say independent bodies need to investigate this is silly? So you don't want any independent body investigations at all?
Because this is easy to investigate. There is no victim, there is no evidence, there is no indications.
Exactly. And if we had an independent body investigating this, that independent body could literally release a fucking report and say nothing happened, nothing could be verified, this is all completely false. Until we reach that point, there is no fucking point to come here and put yourself in icky, hold on one second, to put yourself in very disgusting territory, to be saying these things and to try to force me as a woman to say these things. I'm telling you, that does not matter. I'm going to leave that up to the investigative bodies. What I'm going to focus on right now is that Israel has been genociding Palestinians for the past 16 months. That is what we need to be focusing on, and not getting into the itty-gritty disgusting territory of having to say, no, grape didn't happen, we don't need investigation to deny the existence of grape, or whatever it is. That is pointless to me. That is pointless to me at this point. It doesn't, even if grape happened, it doesn't justify anything. Even if grape didn't happen, it doesn't justify anything. It doesn't change the fact that Israel has still chosen to genocide Palestinians. That is what we need to be focusing on. October the 7th can be left to the investigators to investigate this.
Okay, I'm not playing this game anymore. I will tell you just this. Of course, there is always fucking possibility that something happened. But we people base our things and societies on logic and beyond reasonable doubt and arguments. If some claim is so stupid, so silly that even age group, Israel, UN, telling the same, there is no. Some people like Electronic Intifada made their investigations. It's obviously silly. Okay, I would at least say this is almost unbelievable. Okay, they can investigate too, of course, but it's already beyond reasonable doubt, stupid accusation. That's it. Okay.
Why did the age group allow investigation if it's such a stupid accusation?
They want investigations.
Yes, the age group also wants investigation. Why?
No. They want Israel and age group have now. At the first they didn't. Now they have.
No. They have always wanted investigation. From the beginning, the initial commission reports sent multiple requests to Palestine, and Palestine has been open to giving all the information that it needs. So if it's such a stupid and dumb request, H group themselves would not have said, come investigate what happened on October the 7th, right? They want that investigation themselves because they know it is incredibly important to have an independent body investigation. The ones that do not want the investigation are Israel.
Okay, what about this? Do you think that beheaded babies happened? Do you think?
The beheaded baby comment was investigated. Evidence was asked for. When evidence was not brought forward, it was then debunked. Simple. That was simple. That's the simple procedure.
This is simple also, for God's sakes. It's
Are you against independent body investigations?
No, now when you answer that question about beheaded babies, you prove my point. That's it.
Wait, are we against independent body? Did I say grape happened?
No.
Okay, I didn't say it happened. 1 second. I didn't say it happened, right? What I'm saying is I want to have a report in front of me. The same way we have had countless reports, the same way we have had countless reports on how Palestinian prisoners are treated, on how Palestinian women are treated, the medical system is treated and dismantled. I want a report on an investigation. Until I do that, I'm not going to sit here and dissect what happened on October the 7th. I'm not going to sit here and dissect what happened on October the 7th when none of us knows what happened. It was completely chaotic.
Was there international investigation about beheaded babies? Yes or no?
Questions were asked, yes. Evidence was asked for, yes. And the Israeli government itself, which is even a lot. The Israeli government itself lied. Do you understand how disgusting it makes you look to immediately say you don't need an independent investigation when it comes to grape? I'm saying genuine. Do you understand it makes you look bad? Do you understand it makes you look bad? I'm just asking you a simple question. Do you understand it makes you look bad when you say you do not care if grape is investigated or not?
You don't care for beheaded babies. Are you idiot?
Are you okay?
Don't accuse me fucking idiot, retard. Actually,
No,
I told
you're
you.
not gonna call me an idiot. First of all, why are you going on my panel? What are you doing on my panel? Literally whispering like you're
Idiot.
hiding
I'm
from
not ready for
somebody.
anything.
At the
Are you
same time,
political
calling me an
Jesus?
idiot. The reason as to why we did listen. The reason as to why we didn't need an investigation for the 40. Yeah, get the fuck off my panel, you creep. Whispering like he's literally hiding from somebody. Bro, what? The fuck is wrong with you? Do you understand how horrific you look when you're like sitting here arguing that? I'm sorry, what? Do you understand how check your wardrobe, Covey is crazy. He might be hiding in my wardrobe, y'all. Do you understand how horrific you look when you're arguing that? To the pro pallies, listen. It's incredibly important just to say you want an independent investigation. That's it. You want an independent investigation. Because then the Israelis and the pro-Israelis will focus on that point. They will specifically harp on that point. They will corner you where you are sitting there talking about grape and SA. That is unnecessary. I feel like people, you guys need to like literally learn how to debate, how to address these issues. You need to learn how to frame your arguments. You're sitting here looking like a fucking dumbass prick when you're sitting here trying to argue about grape. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, what? Bruh. Anyways. This is why I hate like people who try to harp on like October the 7th and try to talk about October the 7th because there hasn't been an investigation that was conducted. They want us to believe it happened, so it's justification for it. Exactly, I agree. Listen, you're stuck on these two things, right? You say it happened, they will try to use it to justify the genocide. You say it didn't happen, they will try to have you or corner you into like this section where you have to justify not investigating grape. Both sides are disgusting. Both sides are just disgusting. So the easiest way out of this circle is to say, I will neither confirm nor deny. I want an investigation. I will not confirm it happened. I will not deny it happened. Let's have a third-party, independent investigation. But the only thing preventing that investigation is Israel. So why is Israel preventing that third-party investigation? Because they're hiding something. And then that's it. Khalas. Case closed. You close that talking point or that argument that way. When you're sitting there harping on October the 7th, instead of talking about the genocide that is being committed today, you're wasting so much valuable time and wasting your breath. Because nobody knows what happened on October the 7th, bro. Nobody. And if even Hamas are literally coming up here saying investigate it. Like if you read the reports, the reports literally, the United Nations Commission report literally says it sent requests to Palestine and to Israel. And Palestine agreed to it. Palestine agreed and said, investigate us. But Israel did not. So if Palestinians are such aggressors, why are they agreeing to being investigated by the United Nations, but Israelis are refusing to be investigated by the United Nations, bro? You're a creep, my God. Anyways. As I was saying, why do you support colonialism and G-side? I guess that's the question. IDF soldier admitted earlier this week he was forced to use Palestinians as human shields. Leftist, that's not even the first time. Like, IDF soldiers have admitted this consistently. ITF have admitted this consistently. Like, the ITF have admitted that they use Palestinians as human shields consistently. The ITF have also admitted that they've also admitted, like, there was this article by Haaretz, I think, where they admitted that they felt like Yahtzees, is what they said. They basically said that they felt like Yahtzee, like not like Yahtzees, because of how they were treating Palestinians. So what the hell? I already have 16 comments? That's crazy. Anyways. Too busy tapping your praises? That's crazy. The Supreme Court also literally banned, like, said that the settlements are not, like, are against Israeli law, by the way. Anyways, bro, Hamilton is still here? That's crazy. Oh my god. Why is Danny still here? Danny, sir. He ran away. Y'all remember Danny? From Today Morning, the guy who said that Elon Musk was the most oppressed man in America. Why is he still watching my live? That's crazy. But also, to the people who want information on the G side, Lee Mordecai, who is an Israeli historian, is running a database, like a documentation of all the war crimes.
Yeah, that's not what I said, but
You did. You said
no,
Elon Musk. You said white men were the most oppressed in
no,
America.
you said what you just said, that I claimed he was the most oppressed man in America, which is a lie.
You said white men were the most oppressed, and when I asked
You
you for an
said,
example,
and
you
that's
told
what
me Elon
you called
Musk.
him an anchor baby.
No,
Remember?
hold on 1 second. 1 second. I asked you who was the most oppressed people in America. You said white men, and then when I asked you who, you said Elon Musk because
No,
they're trying to tax him.
you said is Elon Musk oppressed? I said yeah,
Because they're trying to tax him.
because he's a white T man in America.
Yeah, so you believe Elon Musk is oppressed.
Yeah.
You still like are doubling down on that you think Elon Musk is oppressed in America
Yeah, sure.
because they're trying to tax him. Is that why he's oppressed?
No, it's just, like I said, I mean, white T men in general are oppressed.
You think so you think white tea men are the most oppressed group in America?
I would say so nowadays, yeah.
And how are white tea men oppressed again?
Well, I mean, literally, like, you look at him as an anchor baby just because he's a white T male, right?
I did not say Elon Musk was an anchor baby. I
Yeah,
said
you
his
did. Yes,
no
you
no.
did.
I said his children.
Oh, so that's right. You went at his children.
Yeah,
as an anchor
I still think that Elon Musk and his children need to be deported. And I also still think that, like, yeah. I still stand by what I said. I do think that Elon Musk and his children need to be deported, but not to like South Africa
I
because the
thought.
poor South Africans don't deserve like
So
that.
you agree with
Maybe back to Europe, to the
you agree
Netherlands,
with
yes.
deportation of legal immigrants?
No, just Elon Musk.
So is that a form of oppression? If you felt like that,
Oh, I wish I could oppress Elon Musk, yeah.
see what I'm saying? See where I'm
Elon
going with
Musk
this?
specifically, yes.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Wait, is
You
Vivian like his
you won't say that about Mexicans, right? Or do you?
I'm specifically talking about like
Only
an oppressed class.
only when it comes to a white tee.
A rich man, yes.
So you're just proving my point.
A YT rich man, yes. I don't care.
Exactly, you're just proving my point.
I don't care. Genuinely.
Well, I'm glad
I do not care
I'm glad
what a rich white tea man has to say.
you agree with me. So
Yeah, but also like me saying
there's
that
no
doesn't
argument
necessarily
there.
yeah, me saying that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna happen because I don't have the power to enforce it, unfortunately.
But if you could, you would.
To Elon Musk specifically, yeah.
Well, I'm glad we can agree.
We can agree that Elon Musk should be deported, yes.
No, that the white man is oppressed.
Thank you for agreeing with me on that. Cause listen, I was thinking somebody needs to tell him to go back to Africa, but then I thought, listen, poor South Africa doesn't need any of that. So I would probably want to like have him deported to like the Netherlands, you know, where his people are originally from. So
And his anchor babies as well, right?
yeah, why not?
What about you?
I genuinely don't care about the
Are you
ultra
an
rich.
anchor baby?
I genuinely do not care about the ultra rich. Like again, respectfully, Danny, I do not care about the ultra rich. The ultra rich continue getting richer while the poor continue getting poorer, and it's the ultra rich that are actively controlling every fucking thing. And when I'm saying ultra rich, I'm talking about like the 1%. Like the 1% of the 1% are actively oppressing and suffocating a majority of the world. So for that reason, I genuinely could not care that an ultra rich
Who's the
person
majority
is
of the
crying on like
1%?
their 30th yacht about
Who's
how
the majority of
Covey
this
on
1%?
TikTok wants to
Which
deport
race?
them.
What gender?
What gender?
Yeah, this 1%.
I don't care. Listen, listen, listen.
Are you an anchor baby?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Hmm.
But that didn't address my point. Again, I'm trying to tell you that I don't give a damn about the ultra rich, like the 1%. Don't give a damn about them. So, what are you trying to do?
What am I trying to do about what?
I don't know. Like why are you trying to victimize rich people so bad? Like ultra rich people.
How is that
You are.
victimizing
You're
them?
trying to actively victimize them. You're pretending as if they're victims when they're not.
Well, I can't have an opinion.
But I mean, you can have an opinion. Like, unfortunately, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily mean that like they're right. You know?
Does it bother you that much that I have one?
Oh no, not really. You can share your opinion. I just like think it's like
It must have really
shit.
bothered you for you to invite me back up. What I said.
No, I thought it was interesting because you came back into my life.
I must have really got in your head.
No.
You've been thinking about that comment you made about anchor babies.
Hello?
Have you
Hello?
have you been
Hello?
thinking
Can y'all
about it
hear
all
me?
day? Have you been
Can
thinking
y'all
about
hear
it
me
all
very
day?
well, by the way?
Has it been on your mind?
Can y'all hear me very well, by the way? Hello, 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 hello. I got a mic. Does the mic sound good?
Anchor babies. Do you hear that?
Does the mic sound good, y'all? Hopefully the mic is working. Anyways, Not he likes you. He has a virtual crush. Help. No help. Mic check, mic check, mic check. 112, 112. So, anyways, why are you crying about my thoughts about Elon Musk?
I'm not crying. You invited
You
me up here.
literally,
You invited me up here. I
yes,
didn't come
because you were
on
in my
here.
live.
I didn't.
You were in,
Okay.
you were in my
I didn't come
live.
up here.
No, but you were in my live.
So there's a lot of people in your
You
life.
came to my live,
You
even though
invited
you
me
got
up here.
cooked. Oh wait, you follow me. Okay. Clearly, I'm the stalker when you're the one who follows me.
So because I follow you on TikTok, I'm a stalker.
Because I invited you
Do you
on my
follow
live because
people?
I
Do
saw
you
that you were
follow
still
anybody
in
on
my
TikTok?
live and follow me after I cooked your ass. Yes.
Is it bothering you that much?
No, it doesn't bother me actually.
Are you a victim now? Are you being a victim?
I think the only person who's a victim here is like your scalp that's being colonized by your forehead. That's the only true victim in this scenario. So, but we
So
don't talk about that. So,
I'm a victim now.
yes. No, not you, but like your scalp, you know? Anyways. So, yeah, what do you think about this topic here? Do you support G-side in Palestine?
No.
So you're anti-Israel?
No.
What are you then?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. It's
What
kind
do
of
you
not. I don't know. I just really wouldn't even feel right speaking on that situation because I'm not from Israel or Palestine.
Do you have to be from either country in order to speak up against atrocities?
I mean, to give, I just wouldn't feel right because I don't really understand both sides. I mean, there's two sides, there's two sides there, right?
You think there are two sides to genocide?
I mean, it's like I said. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't have enough facts to speak on what's going on over there.
So it doesn't bother you that you don't have enough facts, but you're paying for the genocide?
Who's paying?
You.
Am I? Are you?
Do you pay taxes?
Are you? Okay, that's what I'm asking. Are you?
Do you pay taxes?
Yes.
Okay, so if you pay taxes, you are paying for the G side.
Well, then I guess that makes two of us, right? You're
Everybody,
paying
yeah,
for
in
it.
the West.
Oh,
Everybody in the
how
West,
does it?
everybody in the West, specifically if you are American or German, you're actively paying for the genocide. Yes. So my question
I
is,
guess we're in the same boat.
if you're actively paying for the genocide, why are you not opinionated? Like, why don't you express your opinions on it?
I mean, it's like I said. I mean, I can't. I just wouldn't feel right to give an opinion on something that I don't know
That you
enough
pay
of.
for.
That I don't know enough about. You act
That
like
you pay for.
you act like I'm writing a check and sending it to him.
That you pay
That's the
for.
government. The
Can we
government.
acknowledge that you're paying for
The
it? That you
government.
think you don't have a right to
How do you?
express your
So do
opinions for
you agree with it?
you think you don't have a right to express your opinions on
Do
something that
you
you are
agree
paying
with the
for.
G side?
Huh?
Do you agree with it?
Do I agree with what?
The G side that's going on.
Of course not.
Well,
I
then
think it's a G side and I think it's colonialism.
why do you continue to pay into that?
No, but listen, again, at least I'm speaking up against it.
Oh, so speaking up against it, that helps you sleep at night?
No, it makes me know that I'm on the
You
right side of
could you
history.
you could stop paying taxes and stop supporting it.
Are you a billionaire?
Am I? Come on.
Are you a billionaire? I'm just asking.
I mean, it's none of your business. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
Okay, so I'll take that as a no.
Why do
So
you?
you're not a billionaire, then why are you you're not a billionaire, then you're not a billionaire.
Why are you still
You're not a billionaire, then why are you talking
Why are
about
you supporting it still?
hold on, you're not a billionaire, but
Why are you supporting it?
Hold on one
What are you
second.
going to agree with?
You're not a billionaire, but you still are speaking on the ultra rich. So why are you speaking on a group of people you don't belong to?
Why are you supporting?
Can you answer? No, can you answer my
You
question?
don't agree with it.
Can you answer my question? Can you
A
answer my
coward
question?
or
Why
what?
are you speaking
Are
on a
you a
group of
coward?
people you don't belong to?
That's a coward if you ask me.
Why are you speaking on a group of people you do not
Why
belong to?
why are you supporting something that you don't believe in?
Can you answer my question? Why are you speaking on a group of people you do not belong to? Can you answer my question, Danny?
Why are you supporting it if you don't agree with it?
Why are you speaking on a group of people you do not belong to?
Why are you supporting something? Why are you paying into it?
Why
Simple
are you
question.
can you answer my question?
Can you answer my question?
No, answer my question first and then I'll answer yours. Answer my question first and then I'll answer yours. Answer the question and then I'll answer yours.
You answer mine and then I'll answer yours.
You're not literally on my live. What are you talking about?
You invited me up, so
Girl, get the fuck out of here. Girl, what? Trying to make stipulations on my panel. What are you talking about? What the hell? I'm sorry. Who the hell do you think you are, sir? Coming up on my panel in my house and not having the decorum. You must have not been raised right. You must have not been raised right. Ciao. Anyways, listen, my parents raised me right. You're supposed to respect other people's homes when you go to them, you know? You're not supposed to be demanding in other people's homes. Anyways, does anybody disagree? Oh dear. Do you have the source to back your claim?
Yeah, of course. No, just a second, I'll read it to you.
Of Palestinians saying we are Syrians.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we consider Palestine as a part of Arab Syria that has never been separated from it any time. We are connected with it by national, religious, linguistic, natural, economic, geographical bounds. That's a resolution by the first Congress.
No, wait, that they
Muslim and
don't say
Christian
that we are Syrian. No, hold on. My claim
meeting
was
in Jerusalem to choose Palestine.
wait, hold on.
For
Hemulan,
1920
Hemulan. Hold on. I said, give me a source where Palestinians say we are Syrian, not them saying we need to unite our empires. What you just gave me was them saying we need to unite our empires. Give me a source where Palestinians are saying we are Syrian, because that was your claim. Palestinians said we are Syrian. So give me that source of them saying we are Syrian.
In 1937, local Arab leader Aouni Bey Abdul Hadi told the Peel Commission, which ultimately suggested that partition of Israel, there is no such country as Palestine. Palestine is a term the Zionists invented. There is no Palestine in the Bible. Our country was to be centuries part of Syria.
What was his name? Spell out his name.
Aouni
Can you spell it out?
I can type it if you want in the chat.
Yes, can you type it, please?
Aouni Bey. Shit. Next.
Where did it? Oh, there we go. Hold on.
Next, representative of the Arab Har Committee to the United Nations submitted a statement to the General Assembly May 1947. Said Palestine was a part of the province of Syria and that politically and Arabs of Israel were not independent in the sense of forming a separate political entity. Do you want some more? I have
Hold
it
on
for
one
you.
second. No, 1 second. Aouni Abdul Hadi, what happened to him?
1947, he told the Peel Commission.
No, when he was expelled. I'm talking about when he was expelled. What happened to him?
What are you talking about now? Do you want
I'm saying when he was expelled during the Nakba, what happened to him?
During the War of Independence, probably
After the Nakba, yes. What did he work
during
as?
the War of Independence, he probably
What did he work as after the Nakba?
After War of Independence, he probably fled to Egypt.
And what did he work as? Do you know that?
I don't know. What did he work as?
He worked as the Minister for Social Affairs of the All Palestine government.
Yeah, and?
Did you know that?
Yeah, the guy which worked as affairs for whole Palestine government.
No, I'm saying, yeah, he worked as the minister.
What he said?
He worked as the Minister of Affairs for the All Palestine government, which was literally the Palestinian government that was headed by Palestinians within Egypt after the expulsion of Palestinians. So if this guy didn't think he was Palestinian, he wouldn't have been working for a Palestinian government, right? What you're talking about, by the way,
what do you mean? He literally says
again, one second.
There is not such country as Palestine. Palestine is termed by Zionists invented. That's his word.
One second, right? Hold on. First of all, let me check if this is like an actual quote. Let me check if this is an actual quote.
Yeah, I have a number of other prominent Palestinians.
No, hold on.
Saying this one. I understand that doesn't fit your narrative, but poor thing, that's what happened.
Wait, where did he say it was a Zionist invention? Because I can't find it. Can you give me like the exact part where he said it was a Zionist invention?
I need to connect battery. 1 second.
I want to know where he said it was a Zionist invention. By the way, I need people to know about Baathists, who the Ba'ath Party literally was all about pan-Arabism, socialism, and anti-imperialism, and they believed that in order to they believed in like dismantling colonial borders that were implemented by the West in order to kind of create just one single Arab nation. So
called colonialism. Arab
no, can you give me the part? Can you give me the part where he can you give me the part where he says it's a Zionist invention, because I can't find it anywhere. Give me the exact source where he says it's a Zionist invention.
Should I type you? You should Google it.
Yes, give me where he says it.
I can type it for you. You can. There was different commissions.
No, what's the source that you are reading? Can you turn on your camera and show the source?
No, I will not turn my camera. So I can type you his exact words. You can Google it. There are a bunch of other Palestinians.
I did Google it, and I couldn't find anything. What I did find was...
but you couldn't find. Yeah.
Hold on. What I did find was that was a Zionist, like, propaganda. That's a Zionist argument that he said that.
Yes, of course, it's Zionist propaganda. Exactly as he says. The Palestinian
where did he say that
was
exactly?
Invented by Zionists.
No, again, where did he say Palestine was invented by Zionists? Read the whole quote, actually. Read the whole quote. Because everything, by the way, I looked it up. It says here he was moreover a skilled lawyer who was defended Arab farmers against Zionist attempts to expropriate land. The only time that quote comes up, by the way, is on Reddit, on Goodreads, but it doesn't give you the source of where it came from, and on Jewish Journal.
Yeah.
So can you give me like the actual source of him saying that?
You can investigate it yourself.
I Google no. What? No.
I'm not your Wikipedia.
No. This is literally your source. If it's your source, you need to give me that source.
I'm reading you source by source. That's only the third one. I have many others here.
I found. Hold on. I found the source. You're sneaky, aren't you? Y'all know who the source of this quote is? Y'all? Barry Shaw. No, hold on one second. Barry Shaw is the source of this quote.
What?
Barry Shaw is
What
an
is Barry Shaw?
international public diplomacy director at the Israel Institute for Strategic Studies.
Yeah, and what about you?
Barry Shaw wrote a book, Israeli by the way, wrote a book called Israel Reclaiming the Narrative Exposing the Big Lie and Its Perpetrators, and he was the one who talked about it.
You can find in sources to this book.
I looked for the source.
Yeah.
The source that came up, literally was that book and Reddit.
Yeah, interesting thing is why Palestinians always use this word literally. Nobody believes you.
I'm not Palestinian. I'm not
I
Palestinian.
understand, but pro-Palestinians, they always
You
say
said, why do
literally.
Palestinians always... Hold on. So it says here... Hold on.
Next.
No,
next.
next.
I just Googled for you.
No, next. You literally... No. Hold on. No, next. No, next. You literally brought up an Israeli and said, trust me, bro. You literally told me an Israeli said Israeli was innocent. Trust me, bro. Palestinians are lying. It is written in this Israeli book. That's what you literally said. The country that is doing the genocide is the one that's telling you these things. Okay, cool. Can you give me like an actual independent source?
Speaking about ethnical cleansing, so actually,
no. We're not gonna move past.
So
we're not moving past this. You're ethnically cleansing Palestinians while also erasing their identity. This guy, by the way, this guy, hold on one second.
Arabs,
this guy, oh my God, 1 second. This guy, in 1948, moved to Damascus and then moved to Cairo. And then at the end of 1948, he went to Gaza to take part in the Palestine National Council, which then proclaimed the formation of the All-Palestine Government.
Yeah, I give you only the real Arab leaders.
No, but if this guy did not think he was Palestinian, why was he working for the Palestine National Council?
Because then they decided to use this thing just to get over the whole Syria, you know?
No, I'm talking about the fact that this guy identified as a Palestinian.
So.
What are you talking about?
Before KGB helped them to get this idea, they did
KGB?
So. Yeah.
The Russians?
Yeah, the Russians. Because
wait, how are the Russians involved?
You don't know the story. You don't know that KGB armed and educated Arafat. You don't know that Abu Mazen was studying in Moscow.
I'm talking about. You went from Palestinian identity. You went from Palestinian identity to KGB. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the funding.
They invented
I'm talking about
Palestinian people. That was both like Arafat and KGB invention.
Wait, so you think the Russians are the ones who invented Palestinian
Yeah,
people?
that's a typical Russian like story. They always like when they invade someone.
I can't, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't do this. I'm sorry. This guy said the Russians invented a whole people. Yo. Is this what the Yahtzee sounded like? Genuine question. If the Yahtzees were a lot like had social media back then, is this what they would have sounded like, justifying like their atrocities? The level of gaslighting, exactly. White people always teach us in the global South everything. Imagine people in the global South are so dumb that they needed white people to create their identity. That's the claim he was making. The claim he was making was that people in the global South are so dumb that they need white people to create the identities. And this is why I say Zionism is a white supremacist ideology. The very idea that black and brown people cannot create our own identities, but we need the help of white people, is literally white supremacist. European supremacist. But anyways, Eritrea was invented by Italy. I can't stand you. Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Did you hear that?
I did. I feel like you're acting like you don't know me.
Oh, No, of course I know you. I'm just saying, like, that guy literally said that
Like I'm here to
the
debate.
the Russians. No, I'm just saying, like, he literally said the Russians invented Palestinians. The previous guest.
Wow, what
He
a
literally
psycho.
said that the Palestinian identity was invented by the KGB.
What?
Yes, that's why I was laughing, girl. Didn't you hear it?
No.
He literally was like unironically sat here and tried to tell me that, let me give you the source. Look at this. I think the KGB invented Palestinian identities.
I don't even get what they're saying with that.
No, they're trying to say that Palestine doesn't exist.
Okay,
So they're trying to say.
gotcha.
And then they brought up like this thinker who wanted to get rid of the colonial borders as like evidence for that claim somehow. It was actually interesting.
The KGB was formed in 1954. That's just stupid.
Girl, the KGB created Palestine before they even existed. Oh my god. Are Russians that talented that they literally created like a national identity before they even like the KGB even existed? That's crazy. The Soviets are, yeah. But anyways,
Feminism.
hmm?
Feminism.
Yeah, we do need to co-host on that. I'm not gonna lie. Probably not today because I was gonna end the live now, but I'm like sick and tired of debating Israelis. And I've been on for
We
almost
change
2 hours.
feminism and do a little kiki.
We can do that like tomorrow. Also, exactly as my mod said, feminism was actually invented by the KGB too.
Man, KGB really had some great ideas. God, that was the most delayed laugh. I'm like, that was funny.
I'm no sorry. I was trying to respond to my messages. Sorry. Hold on. Wait, what is happening?
I mean, Wavy, if that's true, I think that's based. Feminism is going to destroy America? Go us.
Hold on. Feminism was invented to destroy America. Exactly. BLM also was invented to destroy America. But anyways, I think I might actually end, girl. I'm actually exhausted. But
Okay,
I
I
love
won't take it
you.
personal. I love you too.
Yeah, let's host a live tomorrow.
Okay. Let me know a good time because my kiddo comes home and I have morning appointments, so there's only like a small window. But I'm free
Okay,
now.
okay.
You want, let me make some coffee.
I actually have to do work. It's in the middle of the night, and I had to continue like working on this project, and then yeah, that's why I have to go. But you
Okay,
can go live,
bye.
and I can support from the
No, I
comments.
don't want to. I don't want to go live.
We can go live tomorrow or after tomorrow.
Tomorrow or after tomorrow. Wow, that's a real
Whenever,
specific.
no, because you said tomorrow. You have like a short window of time. That's why.
Yeah, but I know. I thought it was just funny. Tomorrow or after tomorrow is literally any time in history, Athena.
Oh my god. Can I tell you something? I asked
Yeah.
somebody, there was this dude on my panel before, and I asked him when World War II, like, no, asked him when the European Age of Expansion happened, and he told me in the past.
I asked a transphobe today what a female was, and his answer was a female is a female.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. No, this guy literally, that's actually crazy. Some people are so dumb, but this guy literally told me just in the past. But anyways, I love you all. I'm gonna end the live, y'all.
I love you.
Love
Kiss
you.
Athena before you go, everyone. Oh, I love the bunny thing.
Right? So cute. It's absolutely adorable. But anyways, love
I bet
y'all.
you, y'all, if you got like Athena, like a future gift or like the TikTok universe, that she would stay on.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Probably, if I was gifted like a TikTok universe, I'd probably stay on for like another hour. But
An hour? God.
my
I need
time.
to raise my standards.
Remember,
Athena's like, yeah, that's worth like an hour of my time. My brain is very expensive. I actually have it insured.
no, literally, my brain is expensive. But anyways, I love y'all. I'm probably not gonna get the universe, so I hope y'all have a good evening.
Yes. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.